Welcome to the Journeyman Podcast. Today I'm joined by Andy Flute, and we're doing this in association with Switchbox TV and the NHS, and you'll see the link at the bottom, frontline NHS people to get, support. How's it going, Andy? How you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm pretty good, thank you. Not too bad.
Yeah, obviously you've had a colourful career while you was boxing, and you had a colourful career after a colourful life after boxing. But I want to go back. I want to go back to obviously when where it all started. Where tell the listeners where you're from.
Well, I'm from Wolverhampton in the West Midlands, and I got into boxing because of my dad. My dad was a boxer. My uncle was a boxer. My brother was a boxer. So, I'm going to be a boxer. They took me to the gym when I was a young lad, and I about 3 or 4 years of age, and then I just carried on going to the gym, messing about, watching, till I was old enough to have a fight by Amateur Boxing Association rules. You've got to be 11 years of age. And then from the age of 11, I carried on all the way through till I was 30. I never had a year off. I had over 120 amateur fights and stuff like that, boxing for England, winning most things. I had a good career. I really enjoyed my boxing. I still do, to be honest. It's a sport where I think once you it's in your blood, it's in your blood, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Obviously, going back to, your schooling and your upbringing, what was that like,
Yeah, I was never one for school. I never wanted to go to school. My dad was in the scrap business, and we got horses and stuff, so I always wanted to be at work with my dad. My dad had a scrap yard, and he got horses and stuff like that, so I wore like other children. When they'd be out after school on their bikes, I'd be out after school on my horse, sort of thing. I was a bit different.
Yeah.
Then obviously my schoolwork stuff, I never hardly went, and I got expelled, and I passed with no exams. That's why I can't believe I've got a book out, what I've wrote myself, and I've got no exams and no nothing. You know what I mean? I never took none. I got expelled. I was just no good at all, which is not good. I really wished I would have learned. I really wished I would have knuckled down and learned and educated myself better. But I didn't. I wasn't interested. All I wanted to be was a professional fighter, and that was it. I just wanted to pursue my career into the professional ranks from the amateurs, and that's what I did.
Obviously, you've done big things as an amateur. Like you boxed for England and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I captained the England team when I was 18. I boxed the world amateur champion, Raymond Garby. I fought twice in 2 days. I fought the world champion. I lost on a 3-2 decision. I knocked the Bulgarian champion out the day before. I knocked the West German champion out in the first round once in Germany when I was captain. Robin Reed was there, Gary Delaney there. We was all there. Billy Stewart. Everybody was a good team. And I had some great victories for England. It was great, but I turned professional early, because I'd reached everything I could do. Like, there wasn't really much else for me to do for amateur. I boxed the best people in the world for a pat on the back, and I wanted to earn some money and make a name for myself, to be honest.
Yeah, funny enough, I was looking at your career today. I remember you. Like, I was younger, obviously, and watching you box. I remember you boxing Neville Brown for the British title.
Yeah, and that was go on.
Yeah, and I mean, looking at your record and looking at my record, you was never put on the floor. You only got stopped on injury. That's exactly the same as me. And I can confess, as we sit here now, I cheated my whole career until the last 6 years, where I never lost in my last 6 years. I was the oldest British fighter, and I never lost. But reading into, as obviously what we'll get into in a minute about other things, reading into your career, you didn't give it 100% as a pro. You did as an amateur, but not as a pro.
No, well, what happened with me is when I got old enough to drink alcohol, I started celebrating my victories with drinking most weekends, and then I got the taste for drink, and it affected my whole career. I don't like to make excuses because I did what I did, and I did what I did, and it's no good looking back and saying, well, if I'd had this, I'd had that. We could all say that, but I don't make no excuses. I enjoyed what I did. I love the partying lifestyle. I love the nightlife. I love having the crack. I used to work the door in Cavos in Corfu in '91. I stayed there for 3 months, just drinking and fighting and everything, just having a crazy lifestyle, But I never given my boxing career 100%, But like, when I was sparring with like world champions like Chris Eubank, Joe Calzaghe, Nigel Benn, and loads of others, you know what I mean? I never had no problems, like, because I never have to struggle to make the weight.
Yeah.
Because I never lived right, I always got in the ring weak because I'd never live right. I'd still be drinking, and I had to fetch weight off right at the last minute.
Yeah.
So, that's why I could, I must have done over 200 rounds with Chris Eubank. I was his main sparring partner. Same with Ben and, Calzaghe and all that. But I was always okay with sparring with them because I never got in the ring weak. Whereas with my fights, because I live that lifestyle, any boxers listening who's listening to this, give it all you got while you've got it, because it's over before you know it. Any young lads were listening to this, and I really wished I would have knuckled down more. And I thought I was invincible, to be honest. I know, people used to say I was a bit cocky, but I think we had to be to do what we do.
Yeah.
But if I could do it all, I'd do it all over again, but I'd do it differently.
I was in the same sort of position as what you was, and I didn't give it 100%. And like you said, I sparred world champions. A few different world champions, and that's what I believe. I used to get in there with them and think, why am I not at this level? But really, I dedicated myself to that level at that point in my career. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And obviously, then you went on. Obviously, you fought for the British title. You had a few other battle fights at the same time, didn't you? You fought the IBF.
Yeah, I thought after the British title as well. Barry Hearn come to offer me a contract with Matchroom. Because Chris Eubank said I was the best sparring partner he'd ever had, and I'd be world champion. And Barry Hearn promised me that I would make it. I would take Eubank's place at the top when he retires. And I was arranged to go fight on the Sun City bill because I was his main sparring partner on his world tour. I never. I never packed the drinking in. I still thought I could do both. It's all in my book here. Proper boxer's journey. But I don't make no excuses. I love what I did. I enjoyed myself. I enjoyed my career. I liked having the crack. I liked going out. I mean, even when I was sparring with all the world champions, I never had a night off the drink. I just drank most nights. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's what I like to do, and I managed to do it. Like you said, I was never put off my feet by anybody. What I mean? It was just I was tough, and I could punch hard, and I don't mind taking a punch to land a punch. To be honest, you know what I mean?
I mean, obviously, going back to you saying about boxers. We're talking about boxers now. The education. You said you never had no education. I ain't got no education. We could say 90% of boxers got no education. Is that a downfall in their careers? Because all we want to do is fight, party, and go out. That's all we want to do. I mean, there's not many fighters. I can honestly say on my hand on heart now, the only fighter I know, well, currently while I was fighting 16 years as a pro, the only fighter I know that took it seriously, full way through his career, was Carl Froch. No other fighter I know in my whole career. You know what I mean? So maybe, do you think it's better if we brought back, I don't know, old fighters? This is my opinion. Bring back old fighters, give them a job and advise people. Like, don't do it that way. There should be some sort of structure within boxing.
Yeah. I don't really know what to say about that one. I mean, I think there should be some structure in boxing for when boxers retire. Like there is for footballers. But it all depends on the individual themselves, how dedicated they are. I think when you're up and coming, it's how dedicated how dedicated and how much and how hungry you are to reach the top level. I'd reached the top level as amateur, and I thought I could just do it the same as a professional. But obviously, it's but as my professional career was taking off, my drinking career took off as well, to be
Yeah.
honest. And that's what my book's about. My book came about my boxing career and how great it was, you know,
but
because
the truth is,
wasn't.
yeah, the truth is with me, you know, I've spoke to you quite a lot about boxing at the moment, but I'm all about journeys, you know, the journey of someone's life
Yeah,
and what they've been through and how they've struggled. And, you know, we're going to go on to now, I mean, you know, reading countless things about you, about, you know, 16 bottles of Jack Daniels in 4 days. They should have called you Jack.
Yeah, mate. There's that many things happened to me while I was drinking as well, you know. I'm lucky to be here. And I take no glory for that, for me being here. All I did was ask Jesus into my life. I give him all the credit because I never believed in nothing like that. But I kept going to alcoholic. I became an alcoholic, and I kept thinking I could beat it myself. I could beat it myself after I'd finished boxing. And I managed to stay off the drink for a while. And then when the drink never started to, you know, I started to go into the cocaine. I'd sniff an old gram of cocaine up one nostril, Jesus. And then sniff tequila up the one nostril, then sniff tequila up the other nostril. You know, Jesus, and I do a grand a day in cocaine, in crack, and I'd still be drinking as well. And I got stabbed, I got run over, I got stabbed 3 times. I broke my back. I was walking around for 2 weeks with a broken back while I was still drunk. You know, I had so many things happened to me. I split my head open, nearly bled to death. I fell through a roof, broke my back. I had all sorts of crazy things. I tried to commit suicide, and when I was in the hospital, the crisis team from the hospital came to see me, and they says, you know, they more or less said, like, you know, you're wasting our time. There's people who've got more serious problems than you. So, and that just put me on a downer, and I just walked out the hospital, still broken, shattered. I'd lost my marriage, I'd lost everything. You know, I'd had loads of money, I'd got houses here, houses abroad, houses abroad, all paid for, everything. But, you know, it's all dwindled away because of my addictions. Like I said, my marriage was to my childhood sweetheart, but it just, nobody could do nothing with me. Nobody could do anything. I was just that bad. I was just, you know, and I was locked up every weekend. Then I went to prison for a few months here, then a few months here. Then I come out again, then I go to prison again, and it was just a roller coaster of a lifestyle, to be honest. You know, it was really. And then I come out of the crisis team, out of the hospital. And I've been going to Alcoholics Anonymous meetings, like, to try and help me get over my addictions. So, you know, if anybody's listening who's got any addictions or knows anybody with any addictions, these meetings, Alcoholics Anonymous meetings or NA meetings, really good. You know, they're really good because, but for me, what I got from them is that I wasn't on my own, and they talked of a higher power, and I used to think, a higher power, what's that all about? You know, and they talked to this higher power, and I thought, you know, I don't want to grab it, I don't want the idea of it, you know. Yeah. But one day I was just broken, coming off a bender, and I dropped on my hands and knees. I just like come out of the hospital. I'd had all these near-death experiences, you know, and I just invited Jesus into my life. I said, God, I said, if you're real, I said, you help me. I says, I'll follow you for the rest of my life. Yeah. And I only struggled, and I never had a drink again. It touches me now, man. I cry because I get upset, you know. And I've just managed to just, you know, crawl my way back to life. Yeah. I've been 5 years clean and sober now. You know, that's all down to the grace of God. And my book, Jesus in Me Corner, about me, how great a boxer I was, because I was, you know, just an average fighter. It was tough. It's about what he did for me. Yeah. He took my addictions away. Yeah. You know, it tells you all in the inside of it, you know, about the journey of how I tried to beat it all in my own strength, but I couldn't. Yeah. But as soon as I asked for the help of God, of Jesus, he knew in my heart that I meant it, that I would follow him, and I was saved. You know, he took my addictions away. I've never wanted a drink since, or a drug, and that's.
Sorry, can I stop you there? It's funny your story, because obviously I'm very, very good friends with Tyson Fury, and obviously his story, he dropped to his knees, cried his eyes out. 6'9" the man is, you know. He got taken to his knees. Obviously, drink and drugs, and his story is very similar to your story, you know. And like what it means to you emotionally, physically, everything in your life has changed. That are you friends now with your childhood sweetheart and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, everything's been like rebuilt. But I've got a different lady in my life. She's the one who bought me a journal to start writing my book, because my book took 6 years to write, and it just says, "You're not this man." I said, "Look at all the world champions you've been in the ring with." And I only just started writing the book myself, to self-help myself. I don't have no intention of it ever finish it.
I'm doing it as I speak. I'm doing it as I speak.
Yeah.
I'm doing mine as I speak.
Yeah, I don't think, right, I'm going to write a book. I just started to write down some of the names I've been in the ring with, you know, and to try and self-help myself, because I was that bad. I mean, there's no way I could ever touch a drink of alcohol again, because there's no operation or anything that can put that right. But because I've got Jesus in my corner, like I don't ever want the desire for it. You know what I mean? But like once you've had a psychological change and a physical change, and you're an alcoholic, there's no operation where to put it back, and that's proved throughout the world. You know, one touch of alcohol in my body, I'd be off. It sets a chemical off called acetone, and the acetone I just keep on drinking till I couldn't stop again, and that's what I used to do. But you know, I'm set free. I go around the country talking. I go around the country giving me testimony. I go in the prisons, because I was a prisoner myself. I go to men's events. I go to Christian events. On May the 1st, I was meant to be going on Christian TV on TBN, what's got 3 million viewers, and he's aired in 158 countries. And I was going on there to tell my testimony, and that's put back now because of the coronavirus. But they've just emailed me yesterday and says we want you back on as soon as this is over. So, you know, God's doing amazing things in my life, and I just want to encourage anybody. You can have a great life. You can have a great life, and everything can be great. But I tell you, it's better with Jesus in it. You know what I mean? I'll tell you now. You know, I wish I would have had Jesus in my corner when I was fighting. I'd have never lost a fight.
Yeah.
You know
I mean, obviously now we spoke about the COVID. How have you been in lockdown? How have you been? How's your mind been? You know, have you been all right? Has it been hard?
Well, I went away. I went away for my 50th birthday on the 1st of March. And then I never got back till the 23rd. Yeah, because I went to Bali, I went to Thailand, and I went to Singapore. And then when I got back, it was all locked down. Like, and I only just got back by one day. But since I've been back, you know, it's just, you know, it's. But I did read something. Somebody did send me something, and it said on the 26/20, the lockdown started, right? And then it says a verse in the Bible, 26:20, Isaiah says, "Go in your lock yourself away till the Lord's anger passes." So 26:20 in Isaiah and 26:20 is the date of the lockdown. So you know, I don't know whether this is the Lord's anger or it's, you know, we'll never know. But you know, I've just been trying to do my best for everybody, and I mean, my girlfriend is a doctor. It does all sorts of stuff, you know, and helps volunteering, helping people and stuff, going around checking on people, see if they, you know, the old people if they need anything and stuff like that, you know. But I don't really fear it that much, because I know I've got God on my side, you know. You know what I mean? I don't fear nothing, because like it says in the Bible, Romans 8:31, if God is for you, nothing can come against you. You know, I study the Bible now like it's like every day, like it's part of a ritual, like I do. Do you know, and I for me, I don't fear it, like, because I know God's in my corner, and it's changed me inside out, where, you know, I never help anybody in the past. I was always about myself, but now I want to help everybody else and do all I can.
That's great. That's great. Are you, is your wife with the NHS?
No, she's a private doctor. She does she's a chiropractor and stuff like that. But she volunteers to go and help him herself. He gives up her own time.
That's great. That's great.
While all this is going on as well, you know. So, you know, I just want to encourage people that, you know, that you know, just be patient and let the Lord's anger pass, because I think something like that. If you look in the Bible, Isaiah 26:20. And that's the date of the lockdown, 26/20.
Obviously, we'll get onto the NHS now. They're doing an amazing job. You know, we're all praying for them, and obviously, this there'll be a link at the bottom of this that people can donate to the NHS, which goes straight to NHS Frontline. So that's
they do amazing. They do amazing job. You know, where will we be without them? We're the country in the world with such an amazing, amazing NHS. There's nothing else like it anywhere else in the world. You know, and it's we've got to keep supporting it, and we've got to keep, giving everything we got, to keep it going. Because we wouldn't want it like other countries. You know, we're so lucky to have this NHS, what we've got here, that we need to value it with everything, and give it all our support to keep it going. It's because it's amazing. All the people that work for them, all the nurses, all the accidents I've had, they've always looked after me. But it's really great talking to you, and I'm just blessed to be here and to be sober and set free, and just. I've reflected on the boxing career. It was great. I just, I enjoyed all what I did. I enjoyed the going out, the drinking, the boxing, and I enjoyed it all. To be honest.
But 100%. Listen, Andy, we'll do a part 2 because we try to cram that in. Because with these Skype interviews, they only last about 40 minutes, 35 minutes, and you could talk all night because you got some great stories. Obviously, I want people to, if they want, I think your book should be bought. I'm going to go out and buy your book now. I think it's on Amazon at the moment, isn't it? I think. Yeah,
Jesus in my corner, Andy Flute. It's on Amazon. 110. Yeah,
all right, mate.
I mean, I've had mothers text me on Messenger on Facebook saying they've bought me book, and it's helped their sons come off drugs by reading it. I've sent a load into different prisons. I've sent 75 into Pentonville at my own cost. I've sent loads of books all around the country. What I've asked for them, and I've give hundreds and hundreds and hundreds away. Just to help people. And I still go to meetings. I still do NI meetings. I still do AA meetings. And I say to people, if you haven't got a book, if anybody wants to contact me on here and you haven't got a book, I'll send you one for free.
How do I get in touch with you? They
can get in touch with me, Andy Flute, on Facebook. You know, I mean, if you can't afford a book, I'll send you one for free. That's the way it is for me, because I'm not working for myself. I work for God now. I work for Jesus. He set me free. It's not about money or anything like that. It's about bringing people to Jesus for me. That's why I believe was my destiny, and that's believe why I was saved, and that's believe why that's what I believe. That's what I was meant to be doing. And that's what I'm doing, and it's great. I'm happier than I've ever been in my life. I'm set free. Even when I had all the fame and all the stuff being on BBC One and having all my businesses and everything else, and having my houses. I had houses in Turkey, houses in Bulgaria. And it was all over the place, you know what I mean? It was I'd write, there's a lot of stories in the book, it's a good journey, but at least, like I said, it's nothing I did, it's what he did for me. And to be set free from that, is great, and I encourage anybody just to get Jesus in their corner. He's only a prayer away. It don't cost nothing. You haven't got to go to church. You haven't got to do this. You haven't got to do that. You haven't got to go, it's just all you got to do is put your hands together and pray with your heart and mean it. That's all you've got to do, because God knows what's in your heart. That's why he set me free. He knew I would follow him for the rest of my life when I asked him to deliver me from addictions. And that's why he did it. That's why he did it. And that's why now everything I do for him. If I live for him. If I die for him. And I just carry the message to everybody, everywhere, and just do good, like Jesus did. Just do good. You know what I mean?
I see a lot of people have gone to Jesus. Jimmy Tibbs, obviously, Jimmy Tibbs train.
Jimmy Tibbs was the first bloke. I went and had a meeting with him recently. Because he was the first bloke who said to me that God would use me one day. I was sparring with Nigel Benn, And
he said
went,
that to me as well.
Yeah, he said to me, he said, God will use you one day. I said, I'm telling you. And recently, West Ham Boxing Club asked me to go down there and do my testimony at the club, and they got Jimmy there to introduce me into the ring. You know, because I work with Jimmy a lot of times, like sparring with Wayne Alexander, Chris Pyatt, Nigel Benn, you know, Bruce Scott, you know, all the lads at the Peacock Gym and all that. You know what I mean? I like a sparred with all them there. And Jimmy said, I told you God would use you, Danny, one day. And he went, now look at this, you know. And it was great to catch up with him again and see, you know, because he's, you know, a great guy. And, you know, it was great, you know, just to be able just to see Jimmy, like, you know, he's a good. I remember him, like, you know, back in the day, because he was a you know, he was a handful himself, wasn't he?
Yeah,
like,
I know.
you know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, you know, but he was the first one who put me on the thing towards God, who said God would use me, you know, and that always stuck in my mind. At the end of the day, that always stuck in my mind as well. So, you know, praise the Lord, Jimmy. I met Jimmy Tibbs. Well, I did.
Yeah.
You know, and I was only 21 at the time. But it's been a great journey.
I bet you looked at him, Andy, and thought, "You're mad, you're mad." I bet you thought at the time.
Yeah. But he said to me, he said, "Will you come to church with me tonight?" And I says, like, I don't want to go. And I says, yeah, okay. You know, I was like 21 years of age. I wanted to, you know, go to the pub. Like, and he said, will you come to church? He said, will you come to church with me tonight? I says, yeah, okay, Jimmy, okay. You know, I don't want to, you know, because, you know, I don't want to keep on the right side of him, like, you know what I mean? But you know, and then he went from there. And like I said, recently, I think it was February this year, you know, I went down. And it was great to meet up with him, and it was great to see. And you know, there's a lot of fighters there who I prayed for. You know, there's a lot of fighters there who, Mick Cavini, and there's a few others who gave their life to Christ on that night. Yeah. Because of my testimony, like, you know, Benny Stafford got me there. He was one of the coaches at West Ham Boxing Club.
Yeah, I remember Benny.
Yeah, you know, and he was just, you know, it was just, you know, the Lord's working. And Lord works in mysterious ways, you know. Yeah. Bring a bunch of odd men boxers together to pray for each other.
Yeah. Nigel Benn went that way, didn't he? Nigel Benn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We've got a heavyweight champion in the world, Tyson Fury.
Yeah. You know, well, we can't all be wrong, can we? You know what I mean?
Yeah. But, listen, all the best, and I'll speak to you over the next few weeks or something, and stay safe in lockdown. And your girlfriend's doing a great job. Yeah, and thank you very much for this interview, mate.
You're welcome. Mate. Thank you very much. Keep up the good work.
Cheers, mate. Stay safe, mate. Thank you. Bye.
God bless you. Bye-bye.